Hello and welcome back again. We're here for the DAC 2017, and it's going to be a fabulous matchup. Comanche facing off against Vega Squadron here, an elimination matchup, one game away from elimination. Trent, do you think that Vega Squadron has what it takes?
I do. I think they can get this one done. Surely these guys here, Comanche, they can't pull out another 2-0, can they? Can they really?
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, that would be something else, I have to say. To take down Friends and then take down Vega Squadron, they'd be looking pretty hot, be looking pretty good. And to Vega Squadron, they did it. They said, you know what? You guys seem to win these games, and then you all chat in caps Terror Blade. That's one way to get a hero banned. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit of... I mean, there's some people on this team from Vega Squadron have been known to get a little bit salty from time to time, so... maybe just wanting to make sure that's taken away. Mag, the one that's drafting again. There's that back and forth where it was like Snako and Mag that were switching off between it, right? I'm not mistaken in that.
That's right.
But
it's kind of interesting. Not often we see that.
Remaining.
Sort of the elephant in the room, though, is we've got this ancient apparition in the first phase. What do you think about this pick?
Definitely a response to the Dazzle. It's kind of understandable, a little bit unique, but Shadow Fiend, any sort of a lineup with him, likes to go with like 5-man Dota and just kind of pressure early on and try and fight into your objectives. So it's risky. You have to do it very well. But remember how it was Vega, I'm pretty sure, that played that Ancient Apparition exceptionally well, where they were always crushing and whatnot. And that was into, oh yeah, I can see it right now. It was Dazzle Ember was the 2-3 pick for their opponents. That was up against Comanche themselves. And so Vega took the win. It was game number 3. And they ended up using a Spirit Breaker to like keep tracking down around the map and whatnot, make that work. But this time it'll be the Ogre. So the whole idea and the necessity of the Ancient Apparition is you just got to get those solid forms of lockdown and to make sure that you're always getting that one key target and popping that AA ult on top of them. So we'll see what kind of a core they use to lock them down. Last time it was Wraith King, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I remember that. That was a pretty neat little draft that they put together, and obviously able to come out looking good from it. Earth Spirit was the answer after the Ogre Magi. We have not seen Rubik, interestingly enough, or a Pudge, who was the first phase last time around. So might see those heroes get picked up here on some of the nifty little pulls that we see from time to time, as well as both sides can do it. Is there either team that you really like a Rubik on more than the other? I guess you can't really do it, can you?
Yeah, we lost it. No cheesy pulls this game. We got our supports. Unless we get sweet mid Rubik, but unlikely to say the least at this point. Well, you'll have to wait for next game for all those shenanigans. Now we have to figure out what Vega want to do. We've moved into what seems to be our core slider, which is the same thing they did the last time when they had the AA. And we want to know, who do they want to bloodlust? Are they going to make super OP? Can they afford to go for that Wraith King again? Because it was pretty fun. He does okay against silences too. Doesn't really care that much. As long as you don't have mana burn, life's fine. Oh, look who it is. Hey. Mana burn. They must be considering the fact that there could be that Wraith King too. I mean, they were the guys who played them. They know this draft. They must be thinking, yeah, that was kind of obnoxious.
Templar Assassin.
Yeah. Vega gonna go back the other direction though and take the TA, who we've seen kind of get played in a lot of different ways. I think there's an NA match where I don't remember who it was. Somebody built Midas on TA. It
was like Koikfa.
Koikfa ended up building Midas on TA, and it wasn't the best in the world. But it did get me thinking a little bit. This hero with the level 25 talent kind of transfers into being able to scale really late game. Like it's an incredibly good talent, and you.
What is it?
+3 refraction charges, I think, or something like that. Or
oh, yeah.
So you really can't bring her down almost at all. It's so difficult to kill her off. And it kind of made me wonder, like, if you can play TA less as just, like, has to be this tempo controller, and more can be a late game real carry.
Well, we'll have to see. For now, she's got her slider, so this is the dream. The Weaver is by far the standard ban that you would expect in this situation. It's the number 1 minus armor position 1 hero in the current meta, and with a slider and a TA, then that is definitely what Vega Squadron have going in spades in their draft. If you're banning as Vega, what we're looking to remove would be likewise another position 1 hero for the safe lane. They go with the Necrophos. Nice choice. Could have been very obnoxious to have that ulti going. Although you already have the AA, I guess you just don't want any sort of weird sustain going on.
Definitely. That seems like one of those interactions where there'd be a bug where, like, you know, when Ancient Apparition Blast is on Necrophos with Ghost Shroud, he gets like plus 12 to all healing or something like that, just because that's a thing. But
there are some weird issues going on with him. That's true.
Reserve time.
But won't be seeing that this time as he's taken out. And for Vega Squadron, assuming it is going to be that position 1 hero they're still needing. Anything
Well,
striking
there's
fancy?
Sven. There's Slark. There's. Actually, both those are okay. And there's Ursa. Okay, there. That's the other one they've played. So
Right.
I guess the pool's not that big right now anyway. And actually, Lifestealer was still, which is kind of interesting considering they had the slider this whole time, but not feeling that would be enough damage, it seems, this time. And this really shores up Roche for them.
Yeah,
It wasn't already theirs.
this is going to be
10
quite
seconds
strong.
remaining.
I will say that I like the Dazzle Shadow Fiend for being able to deal with
5
Ursa. Like, you get it
seconds
right on
remaining.
top of him, and Shadow Fiend should be able to at the very least get off a Requiem before things go too
Reserve
crazy,
time.
since there's only really 2 stuns on the side of Vega Squadron. With their last pick from Comanche, do you think there's a good chance we can see somebody abuse that?
Yeah, they could go for like a Timbers. Well, then you're picking Timber into Ursa, so that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Possibly even part of the thought process here. They don't really have. None of these guys can really get shoved in position one to be happy, so it's got to be something like that coming out here.
Maybe like an OD in the safe lane? Is that even a thing anymore? Not
Oh, that'd be
really.
Pretty depressing. Luna's gone.
Naga Science.
Oh, didn't know that they had that in their playbook. Let me see.
Well, these are the guys who do first pick Terrorblade, so you know they know no limits.
This month they have not played a Naga Siren, and let's see, all time they have not played a Naga Siren in a professional match. Wow. Let me try and look up. Let me see if I can find anything on our buddy Ark here, if he plays it at all in like his pubs or anything. I'm not seeing it.
Well. Well, isn't this just annoying? So, Vega Squadron,
10 seconds remaining.
they got issues. They got to make this stuff work. They got to get kill after kill. They got to
5
get Roche. They got to
seconds
get
remaining.
towers, buildings, keep up that pressure, and amount to, I guess, amass some sort of a lead that's insurmountable here from the dire side. Try and get themselves well and far ahead of this Naga Siren. Dirty. I like it.
He only has 55 games played on Naga Siren. Like his top 20 or 30, even in his like pub matches, are all other heroes.
It's all right. He plays Terrorblade.
Okay.
This is just like Terrorblade, different mode.
Well, do you like the pick? Do you think it's that? Do you think it is the Naga game, the one that's going to put
Yep.
them over the edge? Okay. What's so great about it?
TA and Ursa do the exact same thing. They want to do the same thing. They want to fight around the same times.
Oh my
They're
God.
a great little combo and duo. And if there's one thing those guys both hate, it's going to be split push. What the hell are they going to do if they actually get into a split push maneuvering phase? Like, we saw that game where earlier today we had that suffering of the slider. They couldn't get ganks off. They couldn't get anything going. There was a Tinker trying to do this rat thing, but it just wasn't enough because they didn't sync up well as a team altogether. And at this time, it's just this draft.
30 seconds
They
to
need
battle.
kills. And if Naga Siren can delay this game and just make these lanes absolutely obnoxious, have the Radiance mischance on both of these heroes, it's a damn fine pick.
Yeah. Well, so the interesting thing here is, like, I'm also trying to figure out. You have Hakone, who is also going to be able to set up solo kills. Do you, for the Shadow Fiend, kind of go for more of a pickoff oriented lineup, like take a Blink Dagger and, you know, just try and jump in for
Battle
Requiems for
begins.
kills, or do you think he goes for his normal, like, just stand up and be a beefy guy in the front lines type of build?
Yeah, it'll definitely depend in like how much momentum he can get going, but just like Dragonlance into whatever he needs. Could even be a Shadow Blade, depending if Naga has enough of a good start that she's already starting to spread the map out, like right as she's getting into that Radiance, maybe he can abuse them having to split up on the side of the Dire, and then he turns into like the gank squad with the help of the Nyx Assassin. They just Shadow Blade around with Vendetta or something.
Yeah.
What often happens with Nyx Assassins in games like this with the Naga Siren is they end up being really poor, and he has a sad life. and he's just mostly used for vision, but the hero still adds a lot of value, and especially in trying to like just help out in this early game to create some space for Naga and getting them most of those level 6 vendettas.
Ditchia on the bottom lane. They used net early, and man, he is brought real low off of this, and actually going to take a good bit of more damage just from the DOT of the Poison Touch, and forced to pop his salve early. Mid lane, it's not looking great for ILTW. Snako keeps on tanking tower. He just doesn't care. Sioma might be in trouble as well. They're able to dive him. This is what Naga affords you, his early ability to get aggressive. And, well, first blood drawn by Chuvash.
Yeah, 6 starting armor, pretty good hero. Ursa likewise, at least when he's under tower, he can hit up to 6. I didn't see what happened to Rob. I guess he just like overextended pretty heavily, and that's why they didn't get that net skilled level 1, and just all that damage put into him really makes a big difference. I mean, he's already down to 3 tangos. Had to pop that salve, as he said, and then Sioma then like on his own because Ditchira's back behind the tower. No possibility of counterplay. So far, great pressure so far, and not something you often see from a tri lane that contains an Earth Spirit.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, though, is that because Ancient Apparition is sitting over here, he's great if you've got the people that deal the damage eventually, but it's going to be 2 melee heroes if they brought Ogre in as well. So the aggro tri-lane was just such a good idea now, and, well, they're on to Ditchia yet again. This time they have the net as well as the Riptide, and that should be the kill. Chuvash takes him down, and, I mean, Sioma can just look on in dismay. They do find the kill onto ILTW mid, but for how much Naga is getting down here, this feels like it could be okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It is a good win for Vega in the mid lane, but they've committed the full resource to this Ogre, just non-stop punching, harassing, casting spells on this SF, so not too shocking to see him go down in already not that fun matchup. The other thing is the power of Dazzle and Naga. It's something that's been used numerous times in the past, but the fact that you can just go for that mirror image right into the Shadow Wave, you guys will probably see a couple of heal bombs down here. Set up by the nice long range of Chuvash to initiate, but Snake's here now, so we'll have a proper 3 heroes in this tri lane. Is maybe Chuvash is gonna head somewhere else.
Yeah, he's got that. Wants to see if he can maybe make something happen, and could end up hanging out.
He's gonna shrine up with the ILTW.
Sense.
Oh no, did he walk through the? Oh what? I can't believe that didn't stack. That must have been so close in the last creep.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, ILTW is not going to be happy about that. Realizing now that didn't end up stacking, so. Already forced out of lane for at least a little while because of Snako, and now Snako's going to end up moving back towards the bottom lane. How bad is this right here, the fact that TA is 26-17 versus your 8-0 like Shadow Fiend? It feels really rough.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
I mean, it sucked already, and then he died, and now he's like juggling to get his souls back up. He's sitting at 7 right now. And G is just super front. We've seen G abuse
top lane
pretty heavily too.
This is pretty nice though. They're going to go on to Mag here. He does have another crush, so they aren't going to be able to find this kill. I don't think they pump out the Spike Carapace, but maybe a little bit of a misplay right there. Arc, he might have had enough mana for a mirror image and then go back for the heal bomb.
I'm not sure, but not working out there. So they'll bring the Naga up top. This is probably partly because of what happened in the mid lane. They'd like to open up the Earth Spirit to actually move around. He is level 3, so he's ready to start trying to make some plays here and help out his Shadow Fiend, taking away from the depth of despair.
Yeah. Well, 4 minutes, 20 seconds in, you got a jungle and Shadow Fiend. I still think that this is like almost a ticking time bomb where you've got yourself the Naga Siren who's going to get really freaking stacked up really soon. Do you need to start really heavily committing like rotations up there at a certain point, or do you just kind of let her do her thing and hope you can take enough of the map before it happens?
I think G can probably recognize just how insanely far ahead he is right now, though.
Yeah.
And he might just be saying, you know what, guys, everything's actually totally fine. Like, I am way up here. No one's even close to me. And he's definitely not. I mean, he's 900 gold ahead of the next highest person, and that's a Nyx Assassin. Like, Shadow Fiend and Naga are well behind. And so G, he's going to be getting to that Deso pretty fast. That's what he wants. Could go for a blink for sure if he just wants to try and target that Dazzle down very quickly. I could see them not really worrying about the Naga because it is a long time before Arc comes online.
Yeah. No, definitely a concern of them here. And Chuvash, I mean, it's already It's not a huge net worth lead, but it's one of those leads that can accentuate quite quickly just because of the heroes that you've got on Vega. And Arc going to keep on farming to the best of his abilities. They had to obviously cancel out that tri-lane that was going on down bottom, and now the lane is completely open, so Ditch are happy as a clam.
Yeah, and it's still pretty much open mid for G. It's only been Chuvash here, and he's leached like a quarter of a level in the past minute and a half or so. Not going very well for him. So you have a slowed down Shadow Fiend who's jungling. I mean, he's taking over the network spot on his own team, but again, 1,200 gold now behind this TA. G is getting wildly out of control.
Yeah. If you're TA at this point, do you go back for like a Deso and then just try and stack up camps, or do you think you go for like a Blink and then try and find kills?
If I look at my Ursa, he's going for a Helm, and my AA is level 5, almost level 6. I'm up against a Nyx Assassin. I kind of like the Deso.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't have the best friends to help with initiations and stuff right now, but I feel like just overall the damage would be okay. He's eyeing up the Blink, which maybe it is just because this Helm and the Blink is going to be so far away. We'll see what he actually ends up going for.
This is a really good play here by Hakone. They realize they're not going to be able to kill the TA in the mid lane. Ditchara is going to run into Chuvash there. Impale. All right, they're going to be able to not quite get it, but they still find the kill. So they end up finding something at the very least. There's no way that they kill off TA at this point, but they can go elsewhere. Who, by the way, has 62 last hits at 7 minutes. Oh my god, G is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's just been jungle, and now this is stacked up for him too. That's a triple. That is, wow, that's such a fast Blink dagger. Yeah, he definitely is going to end up going Blink. He's going to Blink right on top of Misha and just annihilate him. He doesn't even have Grave yet. I guess he'll be level 5 soon, though, so. Coming out relatively shortly.
I mean, he probably takes another point in Shadow Wave just to keep the creep waves cleared, though. Maybe he does go back for Grave. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the build too much, but... Well, in the meantime...
Kind of he sees how rich G is.
Yeah, that's true. God, he is a monster.
Look at the levels. The next highest person is level 8 on Mag, and then on the enemy team, 7.5 on Hakone. Mid lane, roll.
Yeah.
By Snako.
So they're still finding kills here. And I guess the other thing to think about is that if they don't manage to find a lot from the TA, if TA ends up getting taken down, for instance, this comeback is going to be huge going their direction.
Yeah, G can't die. G, like, team on your back, bro. Don't let them down.
Yeah.
And maybe that's going to come down to the fact that they don't have the best defensive supports in some ways. It's Ogre, he can bloodlust you, but he's no Dazzle.
And Snako and Mag looking for a kill. They aren't going to find it here. Nagasar Illusion spreading out across the map, and they've been doing a good job of keeping Arc safe here. Has gone for the Arcane Boots, has a Iron Talon Raindrops, and now queued up Radiance.
Well, that is a long ways away, but let's see what he can do. See if he can actually get it done. I like the Sentry War too, just slowing it down as much as they can, walking out to these camps.
Can we look up like what the most last hits are by 10 minutes? Because I feel like G is going to be flirting with that number in some ways, like for a TA at the very least.
Sadly, the problem with all those is that the goddamn broods ruined them all.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
Like every time you look one up, there was a brood on the other team. You're like, ugh, like someone was just feeding the shit out of spiders.
Yeah.
Sometimes treants too.
All right, Misha, no Grave, level 5, Ice. Yeah, there's, Nope. That's a Blink Dagger. Sub 10 minutes. And maybe they can do something here on Ditya. The rest of the map is going to be, well, jumped upon. Chuvash able to find it. Nice silence down as well. Impale comes out, and God, they just need a bit more damage. Oh, if the raise was there, but it's not. And now they have to back out.
Ditcher Raw is a criminal, dude. He didn't even press R. Like, he gets that low, doesn't even enrage. He was just baiting. The whole time knew he was fine. What a player. Well, that is a rich Ursa they couldn't kill. That is a relatively rich Slardar. Everything is coming up Vega right now. Once Mag has his Blink, they are just going to be looking to be unstoppable. Now, this could get all turned around by one big counterplay from the Earth Spirit, or Requiem will be up soon for ILTW. He's now just getting the presence of the Dark Lord, so We're just starting to get into those ultimate levels for him.
Yeah. Oh, and with the blink on G, this is the type of time when you would want to start getting out and making things happen. And it looks like that is going to be the case as the smoke gate comes. And now, well,
He's got a giant wolf. He went with the small wolf. Interesting choice. Not the most common one.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Oh, are they going to check this out? Ditchia spots him, though. Needs to pop Spike Carapace. Ends up getting hit. The Impale could come out, but nope, just gone. G does it. And hard to contest this Roshan. Pretty damn near impossible.
Yeah, might as well just split push.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, well, we know they had this one window, this one time where this draft is just going to be dominating, and if they can carry this forward, that it looks like a pretty solid win barring ridiculous high ground Naga split push shenanigans. And they are hitting that 5 stars right now. 3 of the 4 top heroes, they're radiant.
Yeah.
3K gold lead. TA almost into a Deso.
And I guess that as the game goes on, you do have a lot of instruments. LTW is going to be going back for a Blink Dagger now, by the way. It looks like has that queued up for himself. But it does feel like, you get that jump on top of somebody. You were talking about split push potential. It could be quite good. Quite strong.
Yeah, they need to do something with these other heroes to help Naga along, so... Cone coming in now as well. Oh, G is Aegis, though, so really not the target they want.
Oh, God. Magnetizes up. Maybe there's an opportunity. No, they just don't want to fight it. I think that this is a really good decision by Comanche. They know what they're doing.
Ditchera is definitely the hero they want.
Yeah.
He's going to be hard to track down, find, and let alone kill.
You can see also the rest of them going back for Hands of Midas's now, at least on the Earth Spirit, and might see something similar on Hakon here, depending upon how the match goes. Yeah, he has it queued up at least for now, so...
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is
Definitely
under
makes
attack.
sense. That's what you need. You got Nog on your team. You know how this game goes. You try and hold out. If you're going to win this game, it's going to be a long ways from now, so Midas will pay off by then. Just got to make sure that you're not sacrificing too much in terms of your tower defense, but currently they can't even defend.
Dire's
And,
structures are
well,
fortified.
mid lane, they're still keeping them back here. But it does look like with this glyph, they're going to be able to keep the rest of the side of Vega back for a moment. And it is just the first tier 1 tower taken down. So they've got a lot of work to do. And Naga does not end up really being punished so far.
That's true. She has slowed down pretty heavily, though. Like 13 minutes of total and complete free farm, essentially. Those 2 block camps really hurting.
Oh, gee, they set the trap. Misha is going to drop there. No grave skill still, and now the Impale is going to be a little bit off the mark. Chubash could be looking for this if he wants to go, but they do not want to chase. They do not want to fight. They want to
Dire's middle
farm.
tower is under attack.
Alright, be a little bit careful here. Can't really know. G, still very scary. Max meld
Take away that
for
mana.
that bonus.
Mag, in the meantime, has been able to farm up his own Blink Dagger, and
Dire's
that
bottom tower is
initiation,
under
like
attack.
the combination here now, where you've got the Blink Crush into Amp and then G followed up with one
Dire's
meld.
structures are
I don't think that there's anybody alive right now that can
Dire's
stand through that
bottom
for
tower is
Comanche.
under attack.
No, you're virtually guaranteed to die during the crush duration.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
G will be into Deso in just a moment here. 14 minutes, Blink and Deso. 8,700 gold. Make that 9,000 in just a moment.
Yeah.
The money's rolling in.
It's really a pretty great performance, and it shows you what can happen in the laning stage if you just deny out that Shadow Fiend those first few waves of experience with the Ogre. Like, they didn't have a great answer to it.
Is under attack.
Mag, he'll TP in right on top of Nyx, but again, just mostly scouting Nyx.
Ooh.
Has been denied.
Yeah, not going to get them. But they did get the deny on the tower, so a little bit more gold going into the coffers right now of Comanche. Radiance Watch, only about 700 gold away from the Relic. If Hakon goes back now for a Blink Dagger before Midas,
Dire's
I
top
do really
tower
like
is
that.
under attack.
I feel like they need something to weather the storm.
I don't know if anyone can even follow. Well, maybe him and Shadow Fiend work
Dire's
together.
top
It could
tower
work.
has fallen.
I'd be fine with either at this point, honestly. I feel like he just needs an Aghanim Scepter because it seems inevitable they're going to be fighting on the high ground. relatively soon, probably like shortly after the age or the Radiance appears, if not
Dire's top tower is under attack.
after it.
Right. Yeah. So 4-4. Net worth leads 7,500 into the favor of Vega. Experience right around 6,000. This is all of those towers going down, not to mention just the CS lead that you're getting. But Comanche's still taking down these towers, and
They pop the smoke.
yeah, Hakon will be punished for this one, but they'll get the tower.
All right, well, there you go. The scouting. It's kind of what you have to do in this situation. But yeah, that does enable some split push. G is conquering that dire side jungle, though, denying us on the farm. Again, 2-minute spawns. Very painful for someone like Naga, and even more painful when our camps are being blocked as well as stolen away here by G. Just unbelievable. He just camp to camp, blinking, flying across this map. Their ancients, his own ancients, and yeah, he's lost the Aegis, but they have lost every tower but the tier 2 mid.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll be closing in on it here soon. Bloodlust maxed out. G,
Dire's middle
he is
tower
just
is under
insane.
attack.
162 damage-ish, 71 now.
God. And as long as he doesn't just like walk into all of them, I think that he's fine with this. Like, he's gonna have his Dragon Lance up next as well. And well, bottom lane, they're on to Ditchia Ra. This would be a big kill if they could find it. And Vendetta out as well, dropping really low. He is gonna fall. That one was well necessary. They had to pick something up at that point.
Yeah, that's a great grab. And that's, I would say, almost guarantees Kona will be getting himself up into that Midas. Still a decent time for it. Still going to do a lot for him. Well,
Oh.
speaking of Midases,
Yeah, they get it on.
coming out.
And I feel like right now, Comanche, you just need to, you're killing these Ancients for Arc. Like, don't take any of the CS. It's all for Arc. Yeah, and they're really close, actually. Going to even get a bit more gold from the TA traps and
Oh,
the,
yeah, give him the ward, too.
Wow.
Jeez. Oh, come on. All right, he got his Midas. It's fine. Hakon
Every
will
damn
hand
thing.
those over.
And now they got Radiance online with one tier 2 tower to spare. This might be, I don't know. How do you feel like this rates them all? As it looks like they might smoke under this TA trap. Do they spot this? Yeah, they
Mag
see
gets
him.
a 2-person crush. I'm pretty sure this game's over. So, Mag, no pressure, but
Dire's
Leave
middle
up.
tower is under attack.
This is Radiance Illusions going out here, so it's going to end up interrupting those Blink Daggers. Snako taking some damage. She is there as well. Mag still has his Blink. Now off cooldown, and Song of the Siren initiation. They're going to try and set up for this one. If they time it perfectly, it'd be perfect, and G is... Oh, they ended up breaking it. He still is going to end up getting a really good ice path off. They find the kill. Oh, baby, it's huge. The turnaround is real. Comanche. Oh, they made it work.
all right. All right. Well, to be fair, he got a 5-man crush after they were dead, so that I feel like that negates my assertion there. That's brutal. Oh,
Wow.
that's brutal.
And just like that,
You know what Song of the Siren's really good at setting up for? Requiem and Earth Spirit spells, and impossible to hit impales.
Earth Spirit was the one that made that work for them, right? Because after the 5-man crush, Chuvash he went for a quick stun immediately. I didn't see that, right?
Oh, I know. I was watching Mag, trying
Yeah.
to see if he can make the plays. That's
Damn.
God, that hurts. That's so painful.
And
That's
he's
unbelievable. They just did that.
and he's first one to fall off of all of that. Like, is that on Vega or is just Comanche making it work?
It was a good play by Comanche. I mean, they have the Radiance. They smoke in. It's well done with the song. Maybe they were a bit too grouped up for it, I suppose. But like, what can you do? You can't. There's no way to stop that Requiem from happening. If it's timed properly, there's literally nothing you can do. You can't like
middle
blink
tower
over and
is
then
under
just
attack.
crush inside or anything like that. So,
Dire's middle tower has
Well.
fallen.
Now, in the meantime, it does look like G trying to slow him down. They're go into Vendetta form. Spike Carapace is still up and available. But now you have a Naga Siren that is,
Radiant's
for all
top
intents and
tower is
purposes,
under attack.
pretty caught up with the TA. Granted, TA can still make Arc explode. Now we're going to start to lose these shrines as well. Trent, I don't know, man.
I know. waiting at this point. This is kind of ridiculous. That's crazy. It's so difficult to make that sort of a comeback to happen. It's like so unlikely
Radiant's
just
top
with what they
tower
had,
is
and now
under
it's so
attack.
painful for the Radiant because, I mean, they know, they understand, they need to keep this rolling. They can't afford those mistakes. They have the trap inside Roche. They know that's the next goal. Okay,
Yeah.
I really thought I heard Requiem for a second there. but
He was canceling it. Yeah,
he's
I
just
recall he
dancing
was-
it up, is he? Just doing
He's
his
feeling
thing.
good about himself.
Yeah, I can't really blame him.
That's got to feel so good. Like you wind up, you know it's about to go out. You see the other team, they can't do anything about it, and then just bam, got him. Midas is, by the way, it's on both of these heroes too. So the normal problem that you would have, where only the Nagasiren get farms and everybody else can't really get anything, isn't really a problem for Comanche here.
Yeah. All right. Well, next fight. This will be, I guess, the most telling one. That'll be the BKB fight. That's what they're farming up for right now from Vega. They should be able to use the BKBs to guarantee themselves Roche. And it should look a lot better than that last one.
Yeah.
That's certainly what they needed if they were going to take a fight like what just happened.
I mean, I guess it's all sort of a question of whether or not they're going to be able to, you know, get caught out by a big song again. Because if they do, it's kind of going to be all over again. Granted, I guess the Earth Spirit combination would have to be like dead on, and you would probably only be able to find one of them with a BKB first.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. And now they don't even have to spend them to get the Roche too. So this
Yeah.
is huge for them. This is like Vega, they're right back in it. They're feeling good. They're like, yeah, okay, we kind of goofed. We lost like an 8k lead essentially, but now it's going to be okay.
Radiant's middle tower
Damn.
is under attack.
Well, we'll have to see if they can make it work. All of the shrines now down across the map, all of the towers down outside of high ground, and nowhere else to go but up. And the question is, can they do it against the Nagasiren? Because guess what? They don't have creep waves anymore. That's not a thing for them in this world.
Yeah, this is where Ark and his Terrorblade play will come into effect. Did a nice job in the previous game so far, manipulating waves and just sending illusions across the map, and now he's even more to work with. And these ones emanate burning fire everywhere. So angry lines being drawn here.
Yeah.
A lot of circles.
Yeah, they can't really. It's so hard to deal with the Nagasiren illusions constantly spammed out. And do they have like a pipe or anything that's coming up soon from anybody? It doesn't look like
They
they
didn't
built
even have
any
the
magical
heroes.
resistance. It was all about just that one fight, and well, didn't go so well.
It's not really in their heroes for sure to try and do that kind of protection, but they have the killer heroes, so they can always just like find one person, cast them out. That scouting is happening right here for an
Radiant's
assassin. He's trying to build
top
into
tower
that
is under
Aghanim
attack.
Scepter eventually,
Yeah,
and they don't have any sentries either. So
this is going to be perfectly scouted. It does look like, though, they're going to need to come back and contest this. He's trying to find Sioma. He's going to scout him out right here, and the ping comes. So if the fight happens, they actually can catch Ancient Apparition at the start. This would be a really great win for them, and everybody's getting set up right now. G hitting the tower. Could think about using the song aggressively if they want, but just going to burn through the reflection, and there's the net down. Stun continues. They're on the backlines over here. Nyx Assassin controlling them up is going to be able to lose him, but that also is going to mean G goes down. So Aegis out and gone. They have song if they want to use it. BKB
yeah,
is
no Nyx,
also
though.
available.
And the BKB's up. Oh, this is scary.
All right. Very important fight here. They're going to try and kill off these creeps that are heading over.
They got close enough. Backdoor is down.
All right. LTW, they're going to jump forward. Crush connects onto Arc. That's a bit of a problem. A-Blast coming through as well. He ends up getting destroyed. Oh, gee. 3 shots him. They are going to end up buying back immediately. They need to take this fight, but now with these BKBs down. God damn, that was so much damage. The Crush onto 2. Oh, the combo! ILTW, he takes them down. The raises as well. Oh, my God. Chuvash with the plays. Oh,
God. That's actually so filthy. God damn. Oh, that looks so good. That kick silence and just immediate blink requiem.
oh, jeez.
Holy. Man, they're good at this.
Comanche. Don't sleep on him, everybody. This is a team to watch in these qualifiers. That being said, they did force a buyback on the Nagasiren, and they lost their Tier 3 tower. But how are you feeling right now if you're Vega Squadron?
It just sucks because it looks like they're making the right moves and they're just getting outplayed heavily. Like, maybe they got kited a bit too deep into the base. I do agree with the fact that once they were at that point where the BKBs were raining down, they just had to run, or it was just going to end up happening anyway. But not able to create enough of a distance. Going with this like bots and blink, no defensive items whatsoever on the SF. Like, imagine if he dies there instead of that Naga or something like that, right? But doesn't matter anymore. He's got BKB.
You know what else? They didn't actually have vision up there on high ground, did they? I don't know if any of the heroes had made it up. Like, they were all following the stones. So they might not have even seen that it hit those heroes when he went for the Requiem. We'll have to... I got to rewatch the replay of that later.
Either way, it was God tier.
I'm sure there's a clip
matters.
somewhere we can check it out. God damn. And, well, now thinking about it, too, like, all of these items, you look at Double Bracer for Ogre Magi and Ditchiara, he went for the early BKB. You got to do it, but you got to wonder now, as this game goes on, how is this going to end up changing? They eventually buy the gem on Slardar.
We knew how this was going to go.
Yeah.
They had the window. You know, this is a Naga draft. They understand the consequences of these kind of issues, and this is what you do. You just run down mid. What choice do you have? You have a TA and an Ursa. They're very, very one-dimensional.
Damn.
Unless they plan on being the first, like, Mjolnir Ursa. There won't be any split push gaming happening here.
The very first, yeah. Well, Akon back again. They need to get a creep wave with them. They can't do it because all of the waves are pressured again, and like they're scanning to see if they could find somebody. It's a good idea, but there's nobody there. Everybody's back home, and they're continuing to gain on this Vega Squadron slight lead.
Yeah, it's hard to even call it a lead at this point, honestly.
Yeah.
What good's a lead if you can't take objectives because they're just going to have backdoor protection forever? They can't deal with these illusions at all. This is just painful.
Man.
There's one here. There's one down here. Got a couple running through mid now.
Sometimes it's just that Naga Siren game, and we mentioned it during the draft. They have never played Naga Siren on a professional match. Comanche, and the player who's playing it right now only has 55 games on it in like Dota as a whole. But sometimes it's just the right game, and painful is the word.
Yep, tough to watch. And Ursa gets forced into a MKB. Doesn't really have a choice against the Radiance. Just needs to make sure he can get these damage on. It's a Shadow Fiend and a Naga anyway too, so there's some extra value there just in case. Probably some evasion talents, I'm guessing. No, maybe not. Oh, well, SF hits one at 20. It's pretty sick this game. Oh, but then he mixed it on the 2 damage per soul, which is...
I think that one's pretty good.
Oh, Naga gets one at level 15. She gets 15% evasion. There you go. The evasion talents are actually so good. I love it when I'm playing a core and I see that I have an evasion talent. I'm always so happy.
You know, the movement speed might actually be worth it for Naga as well. Like the +1 mirror image illusion, you already have enough with Manta style to cover the entire map. So it might just be worth it to take the movement speed. I guess the argument is that maybe you don't need Manta then. You're always going to want Manta on Naga though.
I don't know. I feel like even one more illusion is just... Movement speed is so lame.
40 movement speed? Like right now she's going at 584, so that'd be up to 484, so it'd be up to 524.
What's that going to change, though?
I guess it doesn't really change much. Like, they don't have ways to deal with them already, so I guess you're right.
I mean, you can say the same about the illusion, though. I don't know. It's still... I wouldn't be, like, completely shocked if a player went for the movement speed over the illusion.
Yeah. Well, they take down one of the illusions, and the Nyx Ags is there for holding high ground. On the other side, you do have Ark, who's very low. They're going to take down these range barracks first, and there's a lot of damage. There's the catch. In some trouble. They're going to connect onto it. Another Requiem. See you later, G. You thought you were doing good earlier. No longer. Sioma is going to be able to make the TP out, but... Well...
Come on. They must not have seen the Aghanims on the Nyx, but still, like... You can't... I don't know. How do you not get the BKB off? That's brutal.
That was...
That just can't happen. There's just no way. I think what he was trying to bait out the Fortify first, and he didn't want to use his BKB. in the fear that the second he BKB, they'd fortify, and then he'd be out, and then the fight and the push is over. So I get that, but you can't die high ground without popping BKB. That's just so bad. The fight's over.
Yeah.
Right there.
You get so few of those opportunities to hit the tower. Like, it was a cultivating process. They're like raising these creeps up as young little creeps, and they want to just get them to the tower, and it doesn't happen before you end up just getting ran on by a giant ass Shadow Fiend. ILTW, I really like this build. I think that it's a cool one given the lineup. As over here to the side, Chuvash taking some damage, but the Song of the Siren should allow him to escape it now. They thought about going there onto Mag, might still be in some trouble. Pops his BKB, wants to run, could end up getting some issues. Not going to hit the crush either. And yeah, this is just a fight you back out of from Comanche. You don't need to take these big 5-on-5 engagements.
Yeah, especially outside the base like that. And now he has his Hurricane Pike here too, so if that BKB's ever not up on G or something, I'll be able to help maneuver him even further. They will find the Aegis, and with having just pushed back the dire side, Song being used is the perfect opportunity. Finally a little bit of a break here for Vega. Felt like loss after loss after loss. Still holding a net worth lead, but again, doesn't amount to too much when the gameplay styles are just countering each other so heavily. MKB, this feels like to me one of the last great pushes and attempts they're going to have here from the side of Vega before things fall into total chaos. I mean, how long until there's just Octarine Core Naga illusions flooding around this map? It's not going to be very much longer. She's up to 2,700 gold.
And they did take
we'll
out
see
that
if
range.
Hakan can do this again here with the Nyx.
They jump forward, catch onto him, and BKB as well. They get the Grave off, though, so he is going to at least live for the moment and gets a stun there on the Seneko, still running back and away, able to bring him very low, and well, unfortunately, there's the stun onto G. A couple more right clicks. They don't even actually need to use the Requiem right there. They're fine. Now, it's going to send out the illusions again, and well, they do some damage.
They still have TA BKB, but
All
there's
right.
also still Glyph. They're holding it.
Yeah, and Song is going to be back up in 15 seconds, so jump forward, nice crush on LTW. He doesn't get the Grave off. Misha, still on cooldown, is going to be forced to Grave himself. That's not what you want to see out of your Dazzle. G getting ran down. They might be able to bring him low, and that is going to be the Aegis, so he has BKB when he comes back as they almost catch Comanche there. Chuvash not going to get killed off by the Ice Blast. No buyback for Shadow Fiend now, and well, they decide to turn on to the melee barracks. They force out the Glyph. Stun going to connect onto one, and looks like they're going to try and cut this creep wave to the best of their abilities. But still a creep stands. Dominated. Two people
Nice
caught out
crush.
there. Oh, but there's going to be the Song of Siren. Misha is going to fall for this, though.
Temple cannot protect
And they're going to try and set up for a really good stun. They go back into silence. Nice. Force that back and away. Snake also going to be controlled. They hold on to the barracks, at least for now, but this is a lane of barracks gone.
middle barracks.
At least
Very
the barracks on the
nicely
bottom.
done.
Stun on a G. They don't have anything else. Out of mana as well. Ditya Ra
Still
chasing him
has
down.
BKB.
Arc. Oh, man. Get off that. But they have killed off Mag, just chasing him down with illusions there, so that's a
Oh
thing.
wow, he
That's the
died
gem.
way back here with the gem, yeah. I don't think the courier will get there though from the dire, so Radiant will send their courier to grab it. All right, no BKB even needed, and as well SF not getting his BKB off during that fight, so players maybe need to rebind their BKBs for some of these fights. Having some issues getting those bad boys off. But that's a second set, or rather, I guess the first full set, and only the range in the bottom, so not a big deal down there. But perfect start to that fight, getting the next assassin. Did the most work in the first one, and then with him being dead, no buyback, they can then focus down the SF a little bit easier. No grave coming up in time for Misha or anything like that. Very well done here from the Radiant side, finally breaking through what was starting to get rather terrifying.
This is actually, dare I say it, an exciting Naga Siren game. Honestly, not often that you end up seeing it happen like that, but well, they're in a position now where if you're Vega Squadron, how do you take the next couple minutes? You just have to try and run with the creep wave up top?
Yeah, I guess so. Just run at it, you know. As long as you're killing the illusions, right? That's all
Yeah.
that matters. Bottom lane. Actually, I think it's gonna be okay.
They're all set up here. It feels like they realize something is going on with that ward up on the high ground, but Don't want to dive for it. And G has still maintained such a huge lead here. He's got the data list now as well, but needs to make sure that he ends up building into some type of MKB later to deal with the evasion from the Naga Siren. Probably is eventually going to go back for the butterfly, I guess. That's the next best item, I would imagine. Mag. Amp damage. Arc. Song of the Siren comes out, but they're able to hit him. That BKB working as well as the upgrade. So slowed down for the moment by TA. Cohen is in the area, and he probably has been the thing to save the day for them here.
Yeah, I think that should have been a dead Naga if it wasn't for him. So he will die, but certainly a worthy sacrifice.
He has
Can't kill
buyback.
that illusion.
Shadow Fiend going back for Ags now as well. So this is a huge moment right here. They do have a creep wave mid. And if you're Naga Siren, you got to send these illusions in quickly. Try and make sure that backdoor protection, it's already disabled. All right. It doesn't look like they want to go for it, though. Vega maybe missing an opportunity here. Do you think it's enough with just the buyback on the Nyx?
I don't think they had enough there to go. Because you know the song's going to be back up. He's got Octarine Core. And then you're just running into all the same problems. You don't have like a really nice wave coming through. It's only that single wave in the mid, and it wouldn't be enough to actually take top with that, I don't think, because they would just... Like, you would have to move into the top lane, and then they're just going to send illusions down mid, and then you're going to lose the wave anyway. So, better to just play it a little bit safer.
All right.
Move back for now.
Well, as we said, it's the 2 damage per soul for Shadow Fiend, as well as going back for the Aghanim Scepter now. And these Naga Siren illusions going in, pressing in all of the lanes, has become so frustrating to deal with. G almost level 25. Might even actually be worth it. I don't know, the respawn time probably not great, but you're going to burn through the refraction so quickly. Great fight here. Going to be able to pick off Seneko. No fuss, no muss, he's gone. As G completely left alone. Ditya Ra in on top of him. LTW able to get the ulti off, but it was on to BKB targets.
Nice Ice Blast.
And now chase continues. They end up bringing him down. Very well played. So no Shadow Fiend. And he does not have a buyback.
That's massive. That is like game-winning stuff from the Ancient Apparition right now. And now Mag also further chasing down, knowing Song is... It's gone. Oh, it's going to be close.
Oh
no,
my
Mag!
god, he just gets Blink Dagger. Oh, man. God, that was really close. That would have been game-winning, definitely. Naga Siren has buyback, I guess, but...
It would have been so nice to force it out right there, though. Close, close, close. G so nearby.
Man. So Kon going back for the Aether Lens now. We have Arc, who's still struggling to get into that next item and wants to maintain buyback at the same time as Mag's taking some damage. Does Kon go on this? Nah, he can't do that.
Top wave's finally making its way up here. They're holding mid too.
They need to send
Gotta
an
get our
illusion up
walking
there.
bloodlust there.
They've got to send
It's on
illusion
its
top.
way.
All right.
And G won't get to them in time, it doesn't look like. So maybe still just holding on to Roche. Oh, Courier going in now with the Talisman. Signaling that the butterfly is on its way for Arc in terms of next item.
Yeah. And obviously they're going to know that that's the case, but still getting sort of stamped out at these early levels. You can see Vega maintaining around that 10,000 net worth lead with right around 2,500, or rather 12,500 experience lead. And now you can see Seneko going back in for the hood as well into the pipe. This is maybe going to make the difference. You know, dare I say it, I feel like Vega Squadron are actually in a pretty decent position to win this here.
Oh yeah, no. Taking that first set of racks really did help. It's very important to have one lane that actually needs that pressure constantly from the Naga Siren, so Arc's attention always has to be at least somewhat there. And now they're like playing around mid the whole time, so it should be easier to get some of these side lanes going. Still, I can understand the hesitation to just wait for Roche though.
Yeah.
And MKB finished now here for G.
I mean, particularly considering how bad a couple of those initiations went, and like, I don't know, it felt almost as if Vega kind of lost their mind, weren't getting the BKBs off, and they've made the game a lot harder on themselves. Don't want to do that any further. Look at the damage the Templar Assassin is going to have here. MKB done. And the level 25, so +3 refraction instances. God.
That is really obnoxious, though. You're right, because like it's not going to do that much this game with Magnetize and Radiance Burn.
Oh, and they're looking for her. Not going to get it, though. Yeah, she's out and away. Mid lane is where everybody is looking now.
And that's real Naga. Mag
Okay. Set up for it again. The stun. Oh, they get the BKBs off, though. LTW not in position. Chubash going to be controlled for the moment. They turn now onto Hakon, trying to bring him low. Arc also out of mana. They are going to be able to kill off 1 and a 2. ILTW going to probably drop his chase down. Ditya finds it a triple for G. And they might have just found the code, found the answer. They have Naga Radiance to try and keep him back, but backdoor protection is disabled at this point. Vega's still not willing to go.
Well, they know there's probably buyback on the Shadow Fiend, and they're right, there is. Ursa just heads right in the pit. I think it's the right call. Roche is back up. So it's quite fine. Maybe even shrine up a little bit here. They're rather low on HP and regen. And we got cheese this time, too.
Those
Don't think it's worth burning. No, okay, good.
Those Shadow Fiend ultis, I mean, they looked pretty early, and now not able to get them off in time before the BKBs are there. They need to find something else besides the initiation with the song, I feel like. Is there a second where if the Remnant is inside of the heroes from the Boulder Smash where they will be stunned before they can get the BKB off? Or is that... I feel like that's not a thing.
Yeah, that's one of those like per spell interaction kind of a deals.
Right.
I would assume that if it's on your hero, you should be stunned immediately, but
yeah,
it could also be one of those things that only checks like so many seconds or whatever. You know, Dota.
Dota.
How she goes.
All right, so buyback status. Pretty much nobody has it at this point. Shadow Fiend is going to be back up and will sell his bottle. Only 62 gold away. Should have it before the next fight happens. But I don't know. There's not a whole lot else that you can do for Comanche right now outside of what you've been already doing. And it seems like they have answers now.
Scan, and the Radiant will confirm they are still in their base. Definitely where they tend to be. I guess their observers not reaching up, as obviously they got one here and one here, so they didn't see anyone. They're like, okay, are they actually coming out here? Are they going to try and make a smoke play on us? Are they going to try and fight us outside and pop this Aegis? But that will not be the case. So, Ditchera, cheese in the backpack. Might want to switch it for the helm here. Also guarantee he can get it off. Could also just be waiting to switch his BKB for it or something.
Tried to send the courier out there as well. Not necessarily what you want to do, but now they're going to send in these illusions. The long-range stun, nicely played there as well. They could have gone in on that one. Another stun onto G's, taking some damage. Aegis still intact for the moment. They're going to throw in the AA Blast, going to connect onto Arc as well as onto Hakon, so doesn't have that regen. BKB's pop for these guys. They're going in for it. Arc solo in, brought down. They don't have an answer. Ditya on top of Chubash magnetizes out, but they really do not have the means to deal with this lineup. Try and chase down Ditya is going to be able to find that one, and maybe Mag as well. He is going to end up falling. The magnetize making his work, but G is too big to deal with here, and GG called. The Naga did not work.
Oh man, that was scary. The MKBs and the fight, like, oh man. Woo. Even when they had the double BKBs and that push failed, I thought Vega were in serious trouble, but just took the MKBs, that final push in that mid lane, finally getting a set of racks, getting him a little bit of an edge in terms of the actual objective game. A close one for Vega, a very scary game, and certainly started to show, again, a little bit more versatility from Comanche, but success for Vega.
Very impressive stuff from them. Not often you can come them that far. Well, from a Naga Siren having a Radiance at that point with these types of heroes. So really impressive stuff. Quite pleased by Vega Squadron's performance. And that means that we're going to a game number through. What the hell am I trying to say here, man? Game number 3 with Vega Squadron and Comanche. Trent, any final words about this one or what you're hoping to see in game number 2?
Game 2. But what, I don't know, maybe I kind of did like that mid centaur, but again, I'd like to see just more versatility here. I'll be interested to see what happens with the Terrorblade if it just gets banned out again. I think that's the right call. So let's just hope Vega kind of keep on going with that same idea of, you know what, Terrorblade seems to be kind of their thing. Let's avoid giving that to them. Probably going to see a Naga ban second phase too if it looks ideal as well.
All right. Well, ladies and gents, thanks again for watching. We'll be back in just a little bit. Lyrical as well as Trent Packs, your 2 casters for this one. Keep on following the DAC 2017 CIS Qualifiers. It's the end of the group stages today. The final match will determine all of it. See you guys in a bit.